on the road today, on the sunshine beam I stay. Dreams come and go like the breeze. Life's a dance, move with ease. See our hopes and dreams so high, free to fly across the sky. But what we needed is plain to see. In this big family, let the sun arise again. Darkness falls like distant rain. For the hopeless hearts to mend. Heal starts with a friend. Grabbing hands and moving on. Every step heads to a new dawn. Through the night we'll find the light, making everything alright. Let the sun arise again. Darkness falls like distant rain. For the hopeless hearts to mend. Heal starts with a friend. Together we will stand tall, break the chains that make us fall. In this journey, in this life, we will conquer, we will rise. Let the sun arise again. Darkness falls like distant rain. For the hopeless hearts to mend. Heal starts with a friend.
Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
Good morning, my beautiful stars. Happy Wednesday. It's Wacky Wednesday here at the Unknown Prophet, Unknown Tarot readings, the Ethereal Fire readings. Guess what, guys? I'm back. Yeah, that's right. You know what? Yesterday was a big internet issue. My bill came due and I forgot that I couldn't pay the bill. So I had to do what's called a pay arrangement so I could continue to stream the rest of this month. So thankfully I was able to do that yesterday. I missed a couple of my doctor's appointments because of it, because I couldn't use my phone to call for the ride I needed, you know. So it was kind of a really extraordinarily hard day. And I'm going to be, starting November 1st, I'm going to be changing my hours. I'm going to be doing it from 10 to 1 starting November 1st. Okay, and or maybe more like we'll probably do it officially on the 4th. But just so you know that in November my hours will be changing. I'm going to be moving them up an hour so that I can get more people, because I noticed at the 9 o'clock hour I don't have so many people. Mercy, you're in the chat. You ready to rock and roll? You ready for your ass kicking? Because I'm ready to give it to you. And I love you too. You know, it was a very, very hard couple of weeks last week. I'm not going to lie. I have way more less energy now because of the heart attack. I am recovering well, but it is still kind of a challenge. I am sleeping a lot more than I have been doing. And I've been just, trying to do what my doctors told me and correcting some things that I need to correct. I'm going to be stopping smoking starting the 1st as well. So it's going to be a change for me because I'm used to these things, And like I said, I'm only setting a certain amount aside every day for something to kind of get me to reduce that stuff. So I am taking care of myself. When you're ready, give me your numbers. And Mercy, I don't know if you've been here on Wacky Wednesdays before, but pick a verification deck. One of these decks here is to verify for you. This is the Goddess deck, the Sacred Circle deck, and the Fairy deck. This is a verification for you. And how that works is when you choose your numbers, whatever those numbers equal up numerologically, that's how many times I shuffle the deck, and you get the card number is. So let's say you ask for 4 and 4. You would get 8 shuffles, and then you would get the 8th card in. So pick your verification deck, give me your numbers, and whatever your question is of the day. So 6 and 6 is 12. That equals 3. Which verification deck do you want? Goddess, Sacred, or Fairy? Dealer's choice? Then I'm going to go with my OG original. I'm going to go with the tarot deck I started with for you. You want to kick butt? I got you. That's going to help me kick your ass. All right, now do a shuffle for this one here. Cleansing shuffle, just to make sure. And these do have reversals on it, so I shuffle these a little bit different because when it tells me to turn a card, you know. Well, you know, that's the intuitional moment that I have there, Mercy. You know, it doesn't turn off for me. It just goes, boom. That's what I want to do. So here we go with your 3 official shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. No God cards from the deck. Now you get the 3rd card in. 1, 2, and 3. And you do have an upright card, but you don't get to see it quite yet, because now we got to do what? General reading for you. Let's just kick your ass in a general way. Is that your question? You want a general reading, or do you have a question? And if you say dealer's choice, I'm just going to give you a general reading. Usually it's just a general. From now on, unless you tell me otherwise, I'm giving you a damn general. Cleansing the cards off for you. Getting them ready for you. Digging into the deep well. I'm working with some different energies right now. And they're heavy energies, but I need to learn them. And this whole experience has been teaching me that. Yeah, that's okay. Like I said, I think you like the general more than just a specific question. When you have a specific question, you ask it. But other than that, you know. Waiting to see something or feel something. Waiting for the guys to tell me I'm ready. All right. Welcome on in, Molly. Sorry about the name mispronunciation. Bruh. Molly, bruh. Molly, bruh. I know I said your name before, but if you want to phonetically say it for me, I really appreciate it. If you stream, we really appreciate it here. Mercy, here are your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And the 6th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, let's see what the cards have to tell you today. Well, Mercy. Let's see what your verification card is. You did get an upright card, and you got the Wheel of the Year. Now, the Wheel of the Year is all about honoring the cycles in which we take. When we go from spring, fall to winter, each one of those moments is a stage. This is the stage where we leave our working time behind. It is time to start to think about the next steps we're going to take when spring comes again. So now we are getting rid of all of the stuff that we don't want to take with us into the new year, because Samhain for us is the new year. But in the world, of course, November 1st, when the year changes, is the actual new year. But this is all about living within the cycles and living within the energies of just living within all of those moments. From when you think of spring, you are renewed, you are growing. When you're thinking of summer, you are cultivating and you are gathering all of that which you have planted. When fall comes along, you harvest all of that stuff. And in winter, you let yourself rest. That's what is coming up for you, is just a time to put yourself back on the right path and get yourself already in that journey. So with that said, let's get to the meat and potatoes of it, right, Mercy? Because you said you wanted to kick ass, so I got you. So, why have we returned back to our defensive posture again? Why have we returned back to that old icky feeling of having to be ultra defensive all over again? What the fuck happened, Mercy? You were doing so good. And I feel like you have been putting out the daggers because you just don't want it ever to happen to you again. So your daggers are sharp, but you got to start melting that shit and using it. Using it to grow. Using it to shine and put that stuff. It is winter time. It's okay to crystallize for a while. But you don't have to become so rigid and sharp. You can also melt those little sharp bars and just become a block of ice. I'd rather see you be a block of ice than a crystallized, sharp object, blunt instrument. But whatever has happened, I think you are working on overcoming that, because you're trying to begin to think of the new growth that is coming your way. So you are ready to leave this behind. You do want to melt this, but you're waiting for the right time to do it. So I want you to be aware of it, but I don't want you to beat yourself up about it. I want you to recognize the pattern, and I want you to break the pattern. That's why the circle came up in your reading. And then the new beginnings, well, once you see that plant come up out of the ground, you got to take care of it. Just like I told you, Mercy, if you take care of your plant, the things that you plant, they will grow in your life. You've seen the results of that up to now. Now we are trying to get you to imagine what you truly, deeply want. They're asking you to manifest your own destiny here. Do you understand what they are giving you? Do you understand the kind of gift they are giving you when they give you this moment to fill in the piece, to fill in those jagged edges that you want to match, to actually sit there and carve the piece out yourself, to put it in the spot that has always been there in the first place. You're just recognizing it and remembering you got it. You can't forget your beautiful soul inside, Mercy, and you can never ever give up on the power that you know you have. And remember my goddamn card that I gave you that says you have the goddamn power? Well, step up to the plate and tell the universe in uncertain, no uncertain, completely detailed terms how you want your life to live and what you're willing to give up to get that. I'm asking you to give up your fear. I'm asking you to give up your depression. I'm asking you to give up your hopelessness. I'm asking you to give up all of the baggage that you've been carrying around with you. I'm asking you to give up all these things so that you can empty the fucking pot, so we can fill you back in with the power of the destiny you choose. So it's time, Mercy. It is time to cross your destiny line. You're so close to that moment right now. And as you step onto that path, when you claim your power, when you claim your power as a woman, as you claim your power as a person, when you claim your power as a soul, now the universe hears you and they want to give you what you want. But they're not going to give it to you for free, just like nothing comes for free in this world. Everything is an equal exchange. Even this energy is an equal exchange. I don't go into your lives and pull energy from you. I go up to the screen and I go, what do I see today? And then sometimes when people allow me, like Mercy, to travel into the dark recesses of their mind, and you notice you didn't get any God cards today, right? And you normally get God cards. Now, why did that happen? Because the message they needed to send you was a direct one that said, today is your day. Today is the day to get a piece of paper and write your contract with the gods. Tell them what you're willing to give up to get what you want. Sign it, date it, and seal it, and put it in your magical spot or wherever you do, something that reminds you. Frame it if you need to remind you that you signed a contract with God, that you were going to give up all of this bad shit so you could get the good shit. That's all. That's all they want from you, Mercy. And it's time. It's time to put it all down. It's time to let it all go. It is time to move on and move forward from it. You are so much better than this. And I can feel your spirit rising as we speak because you remember all of that. Right. You don't feel like you have anything left to give. Well, you emptied the cup. You got nothing left to give because it is not your turn to give. It is your turn to take. Do you understand? The universe is giving you permission to take. They're not giving you consequences. They're not going to tell you that you're going to do something bad unless you're doing something really evil like serial killing or something like that. Well, then, I hope you don't put me on your list because that would be scary. Anyway, so, but it is that nothing feeling that you have right now. You have nothing left to give. Yes, you do. You have one thing left to give. Just one. One thing left to give. The old mercy. That's all that's left to be given up. To say to yourself that the mercy that was in the past has gone to heaven or the Summerlands or wherever you believe spirits go. You've laid your younger self to rest. It's time to finally move on from those things and let your baggage finally empty out. That's why you've been feeling this nothing left to give feeling. Now we've got to work on filling it back up. What do I need you to fill it with? I need you to walk back into that light. I need you to walk back into that sunshine and start to see that all the positive you've done up to now has made an impact in your life. If you keep investing in that, you will succeed. The more you chase your dreams, the more your dreams come true. The more you say to yourself, I can't, the more you don't get that response. And I know I'm doing an extra long reading, but you said you wanted an ass kick, so I got to give you an ass kick. So get off of your spiritual ass and get to work. It's time to fill. It's time to take. And it's your turn to say, without a doubt, I've got the power. You will listen to me. I know you love me, and I know you're letting me carve my own damn destiny into existence. And just like you are appreciative of my existence, so I am of you. I love you, Mercy. I'm glad to see you. Thank you for stopping by. You've always been in my heart and thoughts, always. I think about you all the time. I miss you. I'm glad to see you again. All right, Mel Bra, to the reading room. Mel Bra, to the reading room. Welcome on in, my friend. If you're still here, please tell me your numbers and your verification deck that you want me to use for today. And if you have a question, please pose it in chat. Welcome on in. How are we doing today? So what I need from you is to choose one of these decks that helps verify your reading. So we got the Goddess deck, the Sacred Circle deck, and the Fairy deck. Okay, butterflies, you got it. And then please throw me your numbers, whatever your 1 through 10, 1 through 52 numbers are, and do you have a question? Okay, we got your numbers. So 9 and 13. You get 4 shuffles, 4th card in. Let me cleanse these cards though, because I always do a cleansing shuffle for any reading. And just a general reading, you got it. These do not have reversals, so I'll let you know. When I feel like they're in the right spot for you, ooh, they like that spot. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason I got 4 is I added up 9, 13, and that equaled 13. So 3 plus 1 equals 4. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th card is upright for you as well. Let's get to the general of it all. And then we got the regular reading while I cleanse these cards off. Oh, for the love of God. This one's going to be a good one. Mama already said something to me. See if you get her. Getting in the right spot for you, man, bro. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please forgive me or give me a name I can remember, because I probably will forget. Okay. Focus like you're supposed to. Or autofocus. All right. Here we go with your reading for today. Why are you nuts? Well, there's one. You got 3 cards already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have a physical, mental, and spiritual message today. Came out on the first shuffle, too. Oof. And the 13th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. I knew it. I knew she was coming. All right, here we go. Your verification card for today is, and I want you to hear this, and I want you to open up your ears, because I need you to understand that today is this day. Are you ready there, Melbra? Your verification card is happily ever after. Do you know what that means? Happily ever after? Do you know what your happily ever after looks like? Do you know what that will feel like? Do you know what that will taste like? Do you know what that will smell like? Can you feel it in your bones? Because it's coming. Your happily ever after is coming. Ads are starting in 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Then it's time to understand what your happily ever after is. It's coming for you. Here's how we get there, though. Now we have to do the work. Now you and me, we got to do the real work. And ads are going to start. So if you see ads, just let me know. I will stop and I will continue after that. But I've got 2 minutes to get part of this out at least. First and foremost, I need you to realize that everything you've done up to this point, whether you think it's good or bad, has been to build that potential within you. That little pocket of seed of potential that we all have within us. And there comes that moment where we break open this seed. And you are about to open up your fullest potential. Because you are ready to find that happily ever after. You're done with the bullshit. You're done with the crap. You're done with the negative life that's been happening to you. Today is that day. You realize everything you want to carry with you. Where, as I just told somebody else just a moment ago, that it was time to let go of her past self. I want you to remember that part of your past self is important. You learned a lot of good lessons, so don't throw everything away. Just keep the stuff that you know keeps you in the right mind frame. What makes you happy? What makes you feel succeeded? What makes you feel like you have purpose? What makes you feel like all of the stuff that you need to fill these little pieces? That's the stuff I want you to keep. Everything else, I want you to bury. I've got a task for you today now, bro. I've got a task for you because you have death in your present. And death is all about change. It's never about a physical death, it's about a spiritual death. And it's time. It's time to get rid of it. So I have a task for you today. So if you so choose, I need you to go find yourself a box. Any size box you can find. I don't care how big or small it is, fine. But what I need you to do with this box is I want you to open it, and I want you to write in little pieces of paper that go in this box all the stuff you want to be free of, all the stuff you want to die and let out of your life. And I want you to fill that until you feel like it is full. On Halloween, I want you to hold a Viking funeral for that soul. I want you to have an actual funeral for it. Cry, laugh, remember, but once that box is burned, that life ends and a new one begins, the one you choose. So, just open that box, fill it with all that stuff that you do, go bring it out to your fire pit and burn it away and have that funeral. Then after that, I want you to spend 3 days to mourn that loss. At least 3 days, going through all the stages of grief, the bargaining, the depression, the anger, the guilt, and finally the acceptance that we all need to reach in the end. Okay? And it's about that. After that 3rd day, pick yourself up. And if you choose a different new name for yourself, or you choose a different new spirit for yourself, whatever you hold true that day, whatever you take up as your new soul, the things you choose to have with you, you've left the crap behind and burn you. Now you must fill it up with the stuff you do want. That means you have to understand what your picture looks like. So I want you to get in your mind right now, what does it look like to be happy? What does it look like to have purpose? What does it look like to have everything that you are missing right now? And how do I get the big picture? Because every line that you've ever made in your life has been developing this picture, trying to show you who you really are. This whole thing is about you finding out once and for all, completely destroying and demolishing that old self. And if you had ads, I'm sorry, but I don't think you did because you didn't say ads. So, but it's all about that. Now, did you hear all of that? Making sure? Good. Because I have something I need to tell you today. It's one of the most extreme messages I tell people. And I really need to know that you're ready to hear them. I really need to know that you're ready to move on. I really need you to realize that this life that you don't want is ending. If you can do that for me, I've got 3 things I gotta tell you so that you can start your new life. When you are ready for that, please tell me, and I will tell you. Are you ready for that moment? I'm actually asking you right now. Sure? You can't say for sure. So you say, sure, I'm ready to let it all go. Can't you say, yes, I can? Hey, D, sorry I didn't talk to you earlier, but I kind of woke up late and got busy doing stuff. Then great. Then we're ready. Here we go. First and foremost, it is time to equal out the balancing part of your life. It is time to find out that you must give. Yes, I did read your messages, Deanie. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah, I saw that. If I wasn't in the middle of the reading, we'll talk about it after this reading. Okay? Because you know I've got something I've got to tell this dude. First and foremost, it's time to equal out. You've been a giver. Now it is time for you to learn how to give and take equally. Not just being the good person you are, but taking into account, okay, we'll do that, buddy. And honestly understanding what that means for ourselves. So, as you begin this new life, remind yourself you are like the vine that travels through all of your life. You give and take through that line, but as you do that, you get great and beautiful power. This power you are about to receive, you've always had. And I want you to tell you these three things that my mama told me when I needed to hear them. So this is from my mom, the gods above, and from me. It's time to do these three things. Number one, and I want you to hear me say it. My friend, Malabra, you have the power. The power to fight, the power to live, the power to dream, the power to have all of that which you want in your life. You have got the ultimate pen of the universe in your little finger here. And all you've got to do is write the contract that states how you want things to go. You are already a powerful person. Never fucking forget you got the power. Number two, most excitingly thing, you need to understand and you need to believe this. You are loved. You are loved by more people than you could ever possibly imagine. That love that you don't think you feel, it's time to turn it back on because it's always been there. It's always been there trying to bring you to that more positive life. It's always been there trying to push you to do better, to do things that you normally wouldn't want to do, to let your life live, to let you go live your freak flag fly and be proud of the fact that you let it fly. It's time to understand that you are loved by the universe, by me, by all the things. The only person left to love is yourself. So learn to love yourself, and you are already loved by yourself. You just have to remember that. So remember that you are loved. And the third and final thing, and goddamn, it's the most important message I could ever say to you. It is time, Malabra, to take that power and that love and carve into this world the damn destiny you want. It's time for you to pick up the responsibility. It's time for you to say to the universe, this is how I want my life to be. End of story. They're only going to ask you to give up that which you no longer need. Not what, or no longer what you want. They're going to fulfill your need, not your want. Sorry, I screwed that up. But that is about that. And that's how we're going to get to your happily ever after, by carving that destiny. So it's time. It's time to imagine the impossible. It's time to imagine the dream scenario you've always wanted. It's time to start to think about that. And once you get a concrete idea of what that looks like, then you'll be ready for the next step. But let's get to your God cards here, because you do have a physical, mental, and spiritual message from your gods. And this is just advice on how to get to that place. So this is a message from your higher power to you. And as I like to say, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Physically, it is time to embrace all of that love that you've been missing out on in your life. All of that wonderful, beautiful stuff. It's time to embrace all sides of who you are. I know we all have parts we don't like about ourselves, but do you realize that if you started to learn to love those things about yourself, because they are a part of who you are, whether you like them or not, if you start to believe that those can be turned into power instead of your negative weaknesses. I've turned every negative attribute about myself into my power. I don't have things that drain me from those kind of things. You know what drains me? Coming here and doing this for 3 hours drains me. You know why? Because I'm giving my energy away for 3 hours. But you have to learn how to embrace yourself again and embrace the world again. It's time for you to do this in a physical way. So hug every stranger and tell every friend how much you love them, and give them a big old hug and say, I just need someone to tell me they love me today. That's it. Just that embrace. Mentally, it is time to start to walk the walk, talk the talk, and do the do. To become the person you want to be, you must first start acting like it. You must first start not faking it till you make it. It's believing it until you do it. So believe that you can do it and become the thing you see. Mentally prepare yourself to become this new person. And when that new person is born, no shits will be given, no negative will be accepted, and you will have the start of the life you want to live. But spiritually, it's time to start taking the long, hard road. You've done enough. It's time to get into the car and drive the rest of the way home. It's time to go home and find your goddamn happily ever after. All you got to do is get into the driver's seat, pay attention to the signs on the road, go the correct speed, and keep going until you reach your destination. You have all the gas you need to reach where you're going to go. All you got to do is get in that car and stop tagging along all of that junk that you've been picking up on the side of the road. You got to leave all of that behind, but you already knew that. Only bring what you need in that chunk to survive, because whether it's a 1 hour drive or a 5 hour drive, it's important for you to understand that this will take some time, but you will get there faster if you simply just stop beating up on yourself, getting back in that car, and just going because you say, I'm going to do this shit. And that's what their advice for you is today. And that is your reading for today, Malabra. You're welcome. I hope that helped. And trust me, I've been where you are at, Malabra, as far as the rebuilding stuff goes. And it does take a little bit of time to find that self. But as you begin this new journey, as you begin to do all of this that I've asked you to do, just remember to be gentle with yourself in the beginning. Just like a newborn baby, you must take care of that newborn baby. So cradle that new soul in your arms and raise that child right, because you are the parent of your new soul. So raise that child right and show that child what is possible instead of impossible, and all of your dreams will come true. And I know you needed to hear this today. God's want me to give you another card. You have the inner goddess. Always the goddess within you. Through dance and self-care and appreciation of your divinity. So your last and final message from the gods are Aphrodite, the inner goddess. Awaken the goddess within you through dance and self-care and appreciating your divinity. Blessed be, so mote it be. I wish you well. If you need to come talk to me after you've done all of this, please do. I will always be here to help you. Okay? Any more questions, you feel free to ask. I'm just taking it down. You can do that, like I said, write it all down when you're ready and burn it later. That's okay. I was just giving you an assignment to write at least one thing every day until Halloween, and then burn the box and let that past stuff go. And I know I'm giving you a short time here, but I'm doing this to help you move you along. So the longer you take to do it, the more you put into it, yeah, the more effective it can be. But what the intention that you put into those slips, like when I was doing this exercise for myself, we'll do that too. But you know what we got to do first, though. So that's basically the exercise. And did it work? Did it help you? Or did it not help you? Good. Then all we're asking you to do now is whatever soul you did burn before, you kind of let some of the stuff come with you. And now it's time to understand not to take that other stuff with you. Now, I've been requested to do a moment of silly. But you know what we got to do before a moment of silly, Mercy? You can't just ask for the silly. You got to ask for the tension breaking moment first. And you know that. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, so I'll do it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to do a moment of silly and a tension breaking moment. If you've never been here for this before, hold on tight. What I need you to do is I want you to sit wherever you're at, and I want you to gather up all the negativity. And this one goes for you, Marlboro. This will help as well. I want you to bring up all that negativity. I want you to gather all of that shit into the palm of your hand. I want you to drain every last thing you don't want in you. And what I want you to do when you've got enough of that stuff in your mind, what I want you to do is yell and scream as loud as you can, as long as you can, for this tension breaking moment. We're going to let it all go. So in this moment, I want you to gather that energy up. I want you to dig deep. You too, Mercy. I want you to dig extra deep. I want you to throw this junk away and start the journey right now. Are you ready for it? This is your tension breaking moment. Feels so much better after doing that. But now you know what we got to do after we empty the cup? We've got to fill the cup back in. So just like you did with the darkness, I need you to gather all of those beautiful energies of light. I want you to fill yourself with that happiness, that giddiness, that 5-year-old that needs to come out and play, that beautiful teenager that has no responsibility in the world and just wants to live it. It's time to enact the moment of silly. So I want you to gather this light. I want you to gather this positivity. I want you to gather this love that the universe wants to give you. Now, bro, this one goes out to you. This is your moment of silly mercy. I can do it. Haha, take that. Better already. That was your moment of silly. Ladies and gentlemen, a tension-breaking moment and a silly moment has happened for this stream. Thank you for being here. I hope that helped you guys. All right, back to work. I'm going to have my one cigarette for this hour. And I'm going to enjoy it. Well, we just sit here and chat otherwise. And if I have other intuitive messages, I will set, Mail Bra, I do have an intuitive message from your guides to kind of help you. I just want to make sure you want it. But this is a purely intuitive message from your guides. You're welcome. Do you want to know what your guides want me to tell you? Maybe you want to find it out on your own. That's okay too. Well, if you ask for it, I'll tell you. I'm always going to be here for those people who need the advice that they need. Sometimes they don't need advice. Sometimes they just need someone to tell them it's okay to push forward. I remember when I was rebuilding myself, when I reached my point about 5 years ago. Okay, internet issues? Okay. So, about 5 years ago, up to the age of about 35-ish, okay? And I'm 50 years old now. So about like 45 is when this all started for me, like 45, 44-ish. And I was a very depressed and anxiety-filled man. I worried constantly every day about every issue that could hurt me. I lived in constant state of fear and worry. My anxiety was uncontrolled and undiagnosed. My depression was well known, but I wasn't on any kind of corrective medication. There is a chemical imbalance in my brain that doesn't allow me. Swifty! How you doing, buddy? And, it's all about that stuff, as I was searching through my life of the bullies that beat me up, the girl that abused me, the woman who didn't want to love me, the people who cheated on me, the depressive, angry thoughts that I had about myself because of those things. And I lived in this state of constant, I can't get free of this shit. Now, I did try to live a very positive life. I always brought myself back up. But I went on this roller coaster of up and down and up and down and up and down for a long time because I kept trying to rebuild myself. And rebuild myself I was trying to do. Now, whether I took a new name or a new persona or a new personality, every step was a stage of my growth. And without those stages, I couldn't have become the person I was. But there was a point in my life where I had to say enough was enough. And I joined, and I'll be right with you, Sylvie, because I'm finishing my cigarette and my story. But when I reached that moment of I was just done, feeling sad and depressed, I had just got done almost committing suicide for the 7th time. While I was in the hospital on a 72-hour hold, my mother had a heart issue and died. Now, don't you think that that's kind of waking me up right now to know that my mom died of a heart issue, and most likely I will die of a heart issue or a kidney issue or a combination of the two. But as I was emptying out all the crap, I didn't take any of it with me. Any of it. I only took the good. And I let all the garbage just go. And it was the day I said enough is enough. Back to readings. Hey, Sylvie, welcome on in. If you're still here in chat, please let me know. Pick your verification deck. We got the Fairy deck, the Sacred Circle deck, and the Goddess deck. Pick one of these decks and then choose your numbers. And please let me know your question. We do things a little bit different on Wacky Wednesdays, so. All right, so throw me your numbers, your verification deck. Sacred Circle, got it. All right, and then throw me your numbers and question if you have one. Just want a general, say general. Come on, stay. 3 and 14, okay. So when I add those numbers up, 4, 8. So you get 8 shuffles and the 8th card in, but I do a cleansing shuffle here too. So because when I add up all those numbers, it equals 8. So I wait for them to tell me you're in the right spot here. These do have reversals, so I shuffle these a little bit different than I would normally shuffle them. Okay. Here is your 8 shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you get the 8th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You have an upright card. Now we get to the regular reading. Let's figure out what we're going to do with David in this misunderstanding. Misunderstandings happen. It's part of life. I know that there's always a way forward, but let's try to give you the best advice we can to do that, right? Here are your 3 official shuffles. 1, 2, God card, and 3. All right, you have one God card message, and the 14th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the 13th card is on top, so I need to do one more. That's 14 there. All right, and 14. I got you. We got good advice for you today. First, let's see what your verification card is before we get into this reading here. What is your verification card today? You have the initiation card. Now, what does the initiation card mean? It means transformation, going from one stage to a new stage, from going from one way of living to a new way of living, by doing something that empowers you to move that forward. Using that initiation, that moment that you had this little misunderstanding, using this moment to prove to both of you that your love is stronger than this misunderstanding. First, I want you to really hear me when I say this, okay? You and David have a way forward. You always have a way forward. Your powerful love is the strongest force that has ever existed. Nothing can break that love. If you believe that in your heart of hearts, and he believes that in his heart of hearts, you've tied your souls together to create the ultimate power. We call ours magical freedom. Me and Beth, we came up with something we call magical freedom. She was the stone of magic. I was the stone of freedom. We combined the two and became magical freedom. We took back a power that we had not had before. We tied our souls together. That means that whatever happens to me will happen to her. Now, that's something that me and my wife, when we got to the right stage of our relationship, we did. But it took a while to get to that stage of trust. We really had to build that trust up and really had to build that other, and the love was always there, but we had to get to a more stronger love. So, what the goddess is telling you to do today is to stop thinking about what you can do and start to think about what the solution is that you can just grab right now that could be better for you to do. Now, you have options, good options. You can listen to his argument reasonably. We're going to actively listen, actively talk, and actively think. We're going to use our big ears. We're going to hear what they say without worrying about the emotions that we're going to feel. We're going to be able to express those, but we first need to hear what they're saying. Then, once we've taken it in, we need to think about that for a moment. We need to use our big brain and let the emotions and the logical side of ourselves kind of work themselves out before we tell our partner what we need to say. Then, as we start to tell them how that made us feel and what we need to respond to that thing that they told us about, whether it's good or bad, that's what me and my wife have done every single day for 15 years. Is whenever we have an issue or an argument, we talk about it. We talk about it in a reasonable way. Now, we do get in our fair share of pissy moments once in a while, but I'll tell you, we've only had 5 pissy moments in our entire marriage. We're 18 years strong now, going on 19 in June. So, what do you need to do? You need to take one of these choices that you know are going to work for you and David to move forward. You can both listen to each other's side. You can both understand each other's point of view. And you can both find a way to do this together. This is the key, Sylvie. Together, you must mold yourself into the shape and relationship you want it to be. You guys must talk about the issues and work out a plan on how to overcome those by saying we are going to make this marriage or relationship or whatever this is into the shape we see it in the future being. That means we have to understand and trust one another so much that there's nothing left to hide behind. Me and my wife don't have secrets. We can't have secrets. I hear her voices, she hears my voices. It's incredibly strange and unusual for us. But that's how our relationship works. But your relationship is unique to you and David. Remember that love. Remember that power. And remember, this is a journey, not a destination. That you will find what you're looking for on the journey. But the prize at the end of the rainbow is not what you seek. It will be everything you want it to be, but it just will be a little bit under the bar of perfect. It won't be perfect, but it will be completely starting. We have an ad starting in 1 minute and 8 seconds. So if you have ads, please let me know. All right. But here's your solution. And this is what you need to do. It's time to find an easier way forward, a new path forward by being determined by what you want to do. It's time to be very determined about reaching a goal of bringing you guys together. Well, I didn't know, so I want to make sure. Bringing close together, that you guys have to both be passionate about getting to that place. But you also have to make a plan for it. I call it the unseen path, because you have to make a solid plan to get there, but you have to be very ambitious about reaching the end of the goal. You do have to take smaller steps, but you still have to have the drive going forward. It's time to cut through both of your bullshits and start seeing what's right in front of your nose. And your partner might have to point this out to you, because it's very hard to see your finger when it's right here and you can't always see it. So you got to pull away and get a better idea of what you have to see. Cutting through the bullshit and finally letting that go will be the key to you resolving things. Because at the end of that, Doc, after you cut through that bullshit, is the dream you want to have. Is the kind of relationship you want to have with them. So that's how you move forward with David, is by presenting him a new way forward and showing him that we can do this in a different way. You can at least put that to him. Can we do this a different way? How can we do it better? Blah, blah, blah. I want to see. And your God card is what your God is telling you have to do the most right now. You have to be the sun in the sky. You have to be the positive force that believes. You have to be the one who shines the light onto the world you want to grow. To glaze that sun in the exact right spot so it will shine the right kind of light on the things you want to grow on your life. Your fields are full of sun, and you must let it soak in deep so that you can let that grow into your life. So let yourself be the sun in the sky that lets everything you want to grow in your life soak up that positivity. You're responsible for that, and you need to keep that light lit as long as you can, for as long as you can. They're going to help you gain that light back. It's time to shine your world and be more positive about it. And I think that's exactly what you need right now, is you need that positive thinking. That positive thinking that you and David are going to be just fine. That you are going to work this out. That you are going to make you a stronger, better couple. Because it's not about the stuff, the good parts that happen. That's all nice and good. But it's the times you are in the most crisis moments, when your relationship's on the line, when you say to yourself, I'm not giving up on this. And you never give up on it, even though you feel like you should sometimes. Me and my wife had a couple close calls. We had 3 major fights. Out of those 5 fights we had 3 major fights, besides the small ones. And you know what we had to learn how to do? Number 1, we had to learn how to talk to one another and communicate with one another, using those keys that I told you about, that I'm telling you about now. Open, honest listening, active thinking, and active talking. Then we have to remind ourselves that we are a team. We do this together. We have to have our own separate things from time to time, yes. But when it comes down to it, we are the most powerful force that ever existed. I have to be able to have my own things that I go do. That's just for me, to fill my life up with the purpose and stuff I need. I'm going to share that with you, but that's the point. I want to share my life with you, not let you fix my life. Third, It's all about your belief in that love that you have for that person. If you love that person and trust that person with your whole heart and you don't do it with any conditions, you will have the kind of love you would deserve. And the last and final thing I can't strongly say enough. If you let your guides and your gods help you with this, they will. But you have to be willing to say, I need your help first. And that's what me and my wife had done for 18 years to make our life and our relationships be better. So I hope that will help you. All right. Let's get the cards out. That is your reading for today, my friend. I wish you well, Sylvie. No, wrong one. Well, that's... Okay. Well, my normal guy isn't on today. Very welcome there, Sylvie. I hope that does help you. I really do. I think it will, though. Hey, Stephanie, welcome in. All right, let's get to work. Stephanie the Witch is here. How are we doing, sweetie? Please pick your verification deck, the fairy deck, the sacred circle deck, or the goddess deck for your verification today. Throw me your numbers and your question. Good. Actually, you know what? I'll just keep it. I'll just let it cool. Butterfly card, you got it. Throw me your numbers. Cleansing them now. How this works for this one, Stephanie, is whatever numbers you give me, let's say it's 4 and 4 equals 8, I shuffle that many times and then I count that many cards out. So let's say you pick 4 and 4 equals 8. Well, then that's what I'm going to give you. As 8 shuffles in the 8th card in. So whenever you're ready, throw me your numbers and your question. They're in the right spot for you. 10 and 19. Okay, that's 9, 10, 11. So you get 2 shuffles in the second card in. Already? 2 shuffles, second card in. They're in the right spot. 1, 2. The second card is 1 and 2. The second card is on top. Let's get to a regular reading though. Cleansing the cards off for your regular reading, and we'll just do a general reading then. If you don't have a question, just say I want a general. Because that just means that, I'll tell you what I need to tell you for today. Okay, they like this spot. So here we go with your 10 official shuffle, Stephanie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. One God card for you today. Oh, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the 9th card, 19th card is on top. Don't worry about it, we got it. What do you need to hear today that will help you in your journey going forward today? Before we get into your general reading, let's see what your verification card says for today. So your verification card for today is creative expression. Creative expression is your card. What does that mean? This fairy is coming to tell you it's time to express yourself creatively, to let out your artist side, your music side, whatever side it is that makes you be creative in whatever way you choose to do it. It's time to let that out, and that will help move you forward, because part of that work you need to do is getting it out and seeing it after it's done. Once you've seen it on a page or a canvas or whatever you choose to do it in, it empties. It doesn't affect you anymore. So the more you try to express your creativityness, the more things are going to go well for you. With that said, let's get to your general reading. So, what the guys are saying to me today is that, Stephanie, you know it, and I both know it. You're working on this right now, and I know you're kind of a social. It feels like you have some social anxiety sometimes, or maybe you're just not really into being around a big group of people. I don't know if this is a medical issue or if it's a personal issue, but you have to start to break that cycle of not trusting groups or people and find yourself a good group you can belong to, even if you have to make it yourself, even if you have to build it yourself. It's time to get a family that is for all of what you want. You're a witch. You know what it means to have a coven. And if you're a solitaire, you know what that means to be solitaire. I am a solitaire right now, but I'm working on building a group. I have to finish some of my own work before I can write that. So I'm making sure that I am in the right spot to start writing that. But just like you, the Sacred Circle is calling you back out to the community, out to your pagan brothers and sisters, out to those people who could help you, change and grow you, make you think of other different things you haven't thought of before. Transformation means you're going to go down, you're going to go up. You're going to go down, you're going to go up. But when you take your life into your own two hands and say, I'm going to make myself go down so I can build myself back up, maybe that's what needs to happen. But what really needs to happen is you need to take that leap of faith and trust that when you do go out into that community, you're going to find what you're looking for. To trust that even though this anxiety or whatever that is within you is something that can constantly stop you, even if you take one brave step. Do it with one person, then do it with 2 people, then do it with 5 people, then do it with 10 people, then do it with 50 people, then do it with 100 people. You get the idea. Build up to it, but take that brave step forward if you need to. Jump off that cliff. They've got you. They're not going to let you fall. They're not going to let you fail. You've got all the safety gear you could ever want. You're wearing a bat suit. You've got a soft, cushy landing in case anything goes wrong. And you've got a golden parachute that will never, ever fail. So I don't know what else you need to take this giant leap, but they're giving you that moment. It's time to stop waiting around for the answers to come to you and choose a path going forward. Hey, if you want to relive your past, to remember what you need to overcome and take a brave step forward, then do that. If you need to take a hard path and be so determined about your goals and dreams you get there, do that. If you feel you need an easier path and taking step by step instructions on how to get there, maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to bring all of those rituals together and cut through the bullshit and see your unseen path going forward so you can finally get to your goals and dreams. But it's time to stop sitting on your ass waiting for things to happen and time to get up off of your ass and make them happen. Use your will. Use your intent. That's how you get what you want. You know that, sister. You know that. And you must trust and love that power is always there. And I want you to remember that. It's time to get angry. It's time to let this shit out. It's time to show the universe who's the bitch and who's the master, who is the mistress of. You are the mistress master of your life, Stephanie the witch. You're not anything magical like the unknown prophet. You're just Stephanie, the witch. You're already empowering yourself by just believing in your own name. You've given yourself your own power back to yourself in just your naming. So it's time to exemplify that. Damn straight I'm Stephanie the witch. That means I can cast my life into what I want to be. I can will intent it to what it to be, but I will use my anger if I need to let it out. I will work on it. Good. Well, that's all I'm asking you to do. Have you done my plate ritual before, Stephanie? Then here's what I need you to do today. This is your assignment before I show you your God card. I want you to go find an ugly old plate in your house that you do not want anymore. It has to be something you can break apart, okay? I want you to get one of these permanent markers or some kind of a marker, and I want you to write on that plate everything you are angry at yourself about, everything you're angry about your life. I don't care if you fill it up and it doesn't make sense in the end. Then take it outside, get your little hammer, and go smashy, smashy, smashy until it's obliterated. And I really want you to full tilt kitty this shit. I want you to actually let out the anger that needs to be released into that plate. And after you're done, I want you to sweep up that crap and put it into your trash and let it go forever. That's your assignment. And then your goddess says, after you're done doing that, put on a healthy shield instead of a negative shield again. It's time to put the light back on you and stop walking around in the shadow. You've done enough shadow work. It's time to start working into the light. I know that's going to be a different experience for you, getting things that you actually want. How do I do? Can I do a BOS? What's a box? Sure, if you want to do it into a glass box, that's fine. Or a porcelain box. Sure, as long as you can break it apart and destroy it. And I want you to use like a hammer or something to smash it, something you can smash. Okay? And once you do this exercise, and like I said, pick some place that no one's going to care whether or not you yell and scream in anger. Okay? And just go for it. And just let it all out. That's all I want you to do. And after you're done with it, you sweep it up and you put it in your trash and you say, I let this shit go finally out of my life. Put it in the trash and be done with it. That's all I'm asking you to do. However you choose to do that, whether it be on a plate or a box, I don't care. Just as long as you can write on it what you're angry about. That's it. And put your new shield back on. It's important that you understand that you must walk out of the shadow and walk back into the light. That you must encompass that light surrounding you. That light is all important for you to remember. Now, I am a champion of the light. I have to start working into the darkness. I'm opposite of you. I have to dwell and start to dig into the unknown. You have to dig into the light. That's been my life's journey, though. There you go, Stephanie. I hope that helped you today. You can do it. You are a powerful witch. Never forget it, Stephanie. Never forget you are a powerful witch. And as long as you believe and trust in yourself, love yourself first, trust yourself first, and the gods will come along and trust and love you just as much. So the more and more you love and trust yourself, that is how you connect with the gods. Once you connect with the gods and you get that power that they tell you that they believe in you, and they do believe in you, Stephanie. If you do think for 1 second they aren't right by your side, they've been there the whole time. They're making you go through these changes to move you into a more positive life. But we had to put you on a 2x4. They basically gave you the 2x4 of the world that kind of knocked you down a little bit. You're kind of wondering why you got knocked down again. Well, it's so you could start to build yourself back up the right way again. Well, that's what it's for. Because you are a strong woman who has talent and gifts that you're not using. And I wish you would. I wish you would start to use them, because maybe they could help you. If you opened up that eye just a little bit more and heard your actual guides trying to tell you what they need to tell you. They want to communicate with you, sweetie. They have been there. I've been there by your side. Whether you believed it or not, they have always been there. The way the gods work is, remember, we are a child of balance. We go from light and dark. We believe in two different kinds of energies, masculine and feminine. We believe in the sacredness of earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Completes the star. You. Love yourself. And love yourself strong, and the gods will love you just as much. Trust yourself like you've never trusted yourself before. Even in the face of deepest, darkest, heartbreaking moments, believe in yourself, that you trust yourself to do this. That you will come back, that you will come back better and brighter than ever. It's time to let the icky burn, break it apart, and leave it behind. Once you do that, life will be so much better for you. So much better. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Ah, darn it. I'm going to have another cigarette. I'm out of sugar as of right now. I owe $52 to the store, so I can't go buy more. And that's it. Thank you for being here, though, Stephanie. I truly do appreciate it. I appreciate all my beautiful stars who stop by, guys. I really do appreciate you guys more than you could ever possibly imagine. I have no words to say just how much you mean to me sometimes. You know? Oh, my feet? My feet are actually doing pretty good. It was the reason I wasn't here last week was because of my heart. I had a heart attack and a stroke. And I've been feeling that I had to take a week off to kind of let my body kind of build back up a little bit, because it's been a challenge since that. Yeah, you missed that part. But beginning of October, I had my first stroke and heart attack. And I found out at that time I had had a previous heart attack that I didn't even know about. So my heart has already had one heart attack before that didn't kill me. but I had one. And then this time was an actual something came loose or whatever caused it. I couldn't even speak my name. It was an experience of really how much my communication means to me, you know? And I'll tell you, it was a scary, scary moment. It was, but I'm through it. We recognized the signs really, really quickly. We got me to the emergency room really, really quickly. They got the medicine in me to break up the clot that was in my brain. It did its job within an hour. Within 1 hour, I was returning back to normal. So that's how it works, guys. If you think you have any kind of a heart issue, act fast. Remember to look for that face, eyes, and mouth. If they're drooping on one side or the other, they can't have coordination. If they start slurring their words or not being able to express what they say, or if they're having physical chest pains. It's not, mine didn't come with any chest pains, by the way. I was having a heart attack, but I didn't. It wasn't like I felt my heart beating. It was my brain that was dying. So, and a part of my speech center was affected. So if you notice I'm slurring my words a little bit, that's why. Because it went directly to the clot, went directly to my speech center. So that's what happened. I'm better now because we acted so fast. So that's the only reason I'm sitting here right now. And the fact that I got my internet turned back on yesterday. Yeah. So, I never got COVID myself. I was one of the lucky people who never got it. I was every precursor you could ever want for this disease. It never touched me once. I got every single vaccine I could. I didn't wait. As soon as I could go get it, I went and got it. I think that's what saved me in the end is that vaccine. That I got those first vaccines, those first two vaccines, and I kept getting vaccines and I keep getting vaccines because I don't want to ever have to go through that ever again. You know, 2 years ago, I was basically laid up for 6 months because I had sepsis of the back. And, that wasn't a fun time either. I'm a pretty strong individual. So when I say I'm going to recover, I'm going to recover. It's just going to take a tiny bit more time. So, I am doing stuff I'm taking salt off the menu. I'm going to be stopping smoking coming November 1st, 2nd, or whenever November starts. So I will have one that says this is my last cigarette ever. And I'm going to quit this bitch. And I'm just going to smoke green and be happy with that. No more going out to try to find cigarette butts. No more worries about all of that. I do have an ad starting right now, I think. My normal dude isn't on today. I wonder why.
Where the heck is the water?
I'll find something to do. Thank you, Stephanie. I do appreciate that. This isn't a job for me. This is my mission. This isn't just something I come here to do for 3 hours a day. I have been called by the gods to do this. So I don't care how many people come into my chat or what kind of things. I'm going to be moving my hours next month too, Stephanie, just to let you know. I will be starting to do doing a new hours. So I will be putting that out here somewhere in a little bit. I've got just so much crap on my screen, you know. It's like one more word phrase thingy, you know. No, not that. No. Cancel. Text. New hours starting November 4th. Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. I'm going to make this bigger, but see if I can put it right there. Well, it's not the best, but here, if I do this and do this. There we go. I'll stick that there for now. So I'll be starting like, yeah, I bet you're in the same time zone I am because I'm 10:25 right now. So you've got to be at least close to the same time zone I'm in. I'm in Central Standard, so that means, you know, I'm in the middle of the country. You know, and just like I say to you guys all the time, we're not just a tarot reading stream. We talk about things here as well. So when we don't have a tarot reading, if you guys want to talk about finding out more about how I do the things I do, want to know more about the spiritual realm, want to know more about what the different dimensions are like, want to know something about one of the things I can do, whatever. Crypto Girl wants a reading, so I'll do that. Hey, Crypto, welcome in. Go ahead and choose your verification deck and choose your numbers and your question, please. You too, Stephanie. Crypto Girl, whenever you're ready, I know you're typing, so. Okay. Pick your verification deck. You get 9 shuffles, 9th card in. Which verification deck do you want? The butterfly one, the sacred circle one, or the goddess deck? Fairy deck, sacred circle deck, goddess deck. Just pick one. Okay. I got it. You don't worry, we'll help you. Sacred, you got it. All right. Cleansing shuffle. Just like normal. I gotta turn something down here. Come on. Shut up. Oh. Why do I have to? Okay, sorry. Cleansing shuffle. These do have reverses on them, so I shuffle this a different way. The right way I feel like they go, that's the way they go. All right, here we go. Here are your 9 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the 9th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you have an upright card for your 9th card verification here. And we'll just stick that out right there. And then we get back to your normal reading here. Okay. Is there anything else you want me to know, Crypto, before I begin this reading? I'm going to say that that's enough here. Let's get into your normal average rating here. And you have 10 and 17 here. So let me get these in the right spot. If you have anything else to add, you'll add it. I'm going to get these in the right spot so I can give you the answer you need to hear. I can feel this one's a heavy one for you, Crypto. All right, they're ready. Here are your 10 official shuffles. Making sure I got that right. 10. 1. God cards. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. You have a 1, 2, 3 God card message of physical, mental, and spiritual today. And your 19th card is, right? 17th card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and the 17th card is now on top. All right, your verification card is upright. So you have the Ace of Cups, spirituality. It is time to give your God permission to take over a little bit here and to fill your cup back up with what you need. All you need to do is be ready to receive it if she's willing to give it. So let her trust you by simply saying, if and when you're ready to trust me, I'm really willing to help you. I will fill your cups. I'm not asking you to fill mine. I want to fill yours. But do it in the appropriate way. Because as you are saying to me, you're worried about her doing something illegal, just remind yourself that you have to start to listen to those inner voices that are telling you when it's a good decision and a bad decision. Those are the gods trying to talk to you. So believe that your cup is getting filled, that you're ready to receive what you're going to get from this crypto. But yeah, she will get her money, but she's going to have to go about doing it a little different way, because when you get that kind of a money from that, right, that isn't taxable money. So remind yourself of that. Unless she's doing it through crypto, then of course it is taxable, because then you earn interest, and the interest is taxable. So just remind her that if she doesn't know how it works, to talk to somebody who is a financial advisor who knows way more about this shit than I do. I would definitely suggest getting someone who is a financial advisor just to advise you, not to make decisions for you. You should always retain your ability to write a check. They're just there to give you the financial advice you need. Okay, well, good. Then be the good financial advisor that you are. needing to be, then you have to prove to her how she can trust you. Show her what you've removed. No, not necessarily. You have to remove what is causing the issue first. Let's talk about that first. Let's talk about why she doesn't trust you first. Let's communicate an expressive moment what she's going to get. Let her come with you during the transaction, whatever it takes to get her to understand that you're just trying to help her. And hey, if she doesn't want to get all the repercussions from that and all of that stuff, she has to remove the negative out of her life in order to fill it with the positive. She's in the process of doing this now. But she still has to, her ex-husband, her life with him is over. Let him sink into the deep, dark snake hole he belongs in, okay? You don't have to worry about him anymore. You have to worry about you and her. That's all you have to worry about. Give her the best advice you can. Let her make a choice. And as you say, prove to her that you're the more trustworthy person by showing her how she can trust you. That means just removing some of the blocks that she sees in you that aren't really there. You show her that they aren't there, she'll start to believe in you more. So that's why I'm giving you that advice. And I would suggest, unless you're a professional advisor, financial advisor, you yourself go talk to a professional advisor so you can make sure you are giving her the best advice possible. Always keep a second opinion. Always, always, always. Because if you have two different points of view, then you have an actual choice. So she's been presented a choice. Which one she's choosing right now is him. But if you can show her that she can trust you more than him, that's when things will get better for her. But she has to get up off of her ass and start to choose a path that's different than what she's doing. And she has to stop living in her past and start to live for her future. She has to be determined about what she wants to get, but make a plan to get it. She has to cut through her bullshit so she can get to the end of her dock. And the bullshit is him. And she doesn't know it. He's not out to help her. He's out for his own self-interest. Guess what happens if she gets all of this money and he's nice to her, and then he comes along and says, can you help me out because I helped you out? And now it's one after the other, time and time again. When he gets in trouble, he's coming screaming to her for help. She needs to put a stop to that bullshit and take a leap of faith and start to trust her goddamn self and trust you. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's time to get angry about it. To show her, just to show her what she's doing to herself. To show her she should be angry about this guy doing. Yeah, exactly. And you need to point this out to her. It's time to get her angry about this guy. It's time for her to fight again. Like she was fighting after she was divorcing this dude. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. Because you're going to teach her. Then if you're done teaching her, then you've got to let her soak the lesson in. And maybe she needs to fall on her ass to get the message. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Well, okay. Let's see what your gods have to say. But I think that's what needs to happen there, Crypto, is I think we need to let go of the anger of it all. Forget the people who are causing that anger. Release that anger to appropriate measures to help us move out the stuff we don't need in us, to move the good stuff in. To use this anger to get up off of our butt and pick a path to choose. Take that leap of faith, and trusting ourselves is exactly what needs to happen. And maybe she needs to fall on her ass and get her butt hurt and have her lose all of this money. Does she really want to risk that? Because that might be what happens. She'll lose it all to this guy if she's not careful. And you need to point that out to her. That's my mess. That's my warning for her. Not you. I think you're doing a good job. Physically, mentally, and spiritually, what do you need to do? This one's for you, crypto. This isn't about your situation. Okay? But it might help the situation to know. Remember, physically, that you are on a journey, that this does not end anytime soon. Every step is a part of the journey. She has to learn, like we all have to learn from time to time when we get those potholes or that 2x4 comes our way, when shit hits the fan and she wishes she had trusted you. Remind her that she had a choice and you gave her that choice. All she had to do was trust you. Now, I hope she doesn't have to learn the hardest lesson she'll ever learn in her life, but when you get your money, just remember that. Remember what she's doing to herself and remind her choices caused this. So remember what the journey is going to be taking her towards. Maybe that'll open up her eyes, but you need to remember this is a journey. Stop. Mentally, you have to stop putting yourself into a box. Okay? You have to stop putting yourself in this one poster box image of a situation. You have to broaden your view. You have to open up and see the whole reflection of the situation and shine that mirror back onto the person it belongs to. So instead of taking the bullshit from the guy, take his bullshit and throw it right back at him. Okay, when you pay me the XXX you owe me, I'll help you. Until then, fuck off. That's what I'd say. Spiritually, what do you need to do? Stop freezing in place and being scared. It's time to just do it. Whatever your heart tells you to do, whatever your intuition tells you to do, crypto, just do it. Stop waiting for the little cracks in the glass to scare you off the ice. The ice is damn thick. It's going to be winter soon, and that ice is going to be thick enough for you to walk across. You know the difference between a safe lake and a not safe lake? There is no safe lake. You can never be sure that there's not a spot on that lake. So the whole point is, if you're going to walk across the lake, you better make damn sure it's solid, because you never know where that thin ice might be. You know? Reading over. You want another one? Before I clear you off of my damn list? Are you good for today? We'll find out. You'll be hot pick in here if you do. Well, pick your verification deck and numbers and all of that stuff too. We got nobody else, so you might as well get your reading. What is this and how do I turn it off? Ah, there it is. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm just waiting for you, hon, whenever you're ready. You have to push hard, cat. Okay, what's your numbers? 10 and 25? What's your verification deck for this one? Sacred Circle, Goddess, or Fairy deck for the verification. You get 8 shuffles and the 8th card in. Fairy. Okay. Cleansing shuffle. You'll get All right, they say here are your 8 official shuffles. 8th card in for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You get you get 2 extra God cards too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And your 8th card is on top. Let's get into doing the other one. What's the most likely outcome? All right, here we go. Here are your 10 official shuffles. 1. Oh, it's going to fall. God card. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 25th card is now on top. You have 2 fairy god cards and you have a physical, mental, and spiritual message as well to help with this situation. Okay? Oh, yeah. I don't know if you're going to like this, but what does your verification deck say? So your verification card for this deck is body movement. When someone gets this card, it's time to start to dance and play the day away. It's time to celebrate. It's time to put your body back in motion and get up off of your ass and actually do the work you need to do for your life. So my advice from there to you, yeah, so it's about her moving in the right directions in a physical way, away from her ex-husband, depending on her own voice rather than somebody else's voice. I know you don't, I know you care about that much. Okay, I'm going to say you have about that much care for this person. Only because you're an empathic, good person. Not for any other reason. Okay? Just because you are who you are. But here's how it's going to go for her. She's going to get the money. She's going to see things in a new, different way. Because once you have it in your hands and you understand that it's yours, you become very, very, very misunderstood. Because, being greedy. Yes, exactly. And seeing the real reflection of that. And seeing what you actually need. Because the whole point of this card is to see the real reflection of who you are as a person. So when that happens, her personality is going to change. And hopefully she sees who she could become if she's not careful. But whatever reflection she shows the world is the reflection she shows to herself. And everything that is being done to her, like by her ex throwing her the bad advice or whatever, if she takes it into herself and lives that, she'll have a worse outcome. But if she listens to herself, she'll have the better outcome. She's going to have to learn how to stoke her own fire. There's going to be a moment of burning away. Part of her money will be lost to something. I'm pretty sure it will be her ex-husband, but she's going to lose part of that money. But that losing that part of the money is going to be the nail in the coffin, as we like to say. And hopefully she starts to build her life back up with more positive stuff after that happens. It is the fall on her face moment that is going to happen soon in her life once she gets this money. Yeah, her Social Security is going to get canceled. And she is going to get in trouble if she doesn't do that. Because she is now has enough money to survive. She doesn't need Social Security benefits anymore. Those resources have to go to the people who actually need them. No, she's going to have all of this money. She doesn't need that right now. Maybe later she can reapply for Social Security, but she's just being too greedy. Where she's going to end up, crypto, is wandering. Wandering aimlessly, wondering what she's going to do with it, not really knowing how to spend the money, not really knowing what to do with all of that stuff. Aimlessly wandering around like she doesn't know where she's going or why she's going that direction, kind of letting everybody else guide her to where she wants to be, letting that ex-husband guide her exactly to the right spot he wants her in so he can benefit from it. Because the only thing that's going to come out of this in the long run is she's going to have to learn how to till her field again and plant those physical, mental, and spiritual seeds she needs in order to grow in a healthier way. But it's not going to happen until after that fall on her face moment. So the fall on her face moment will hopefully wake her up. Let's see what the God cards have to say to you. I'm so interested. First, let's start with the fairies. Quiet time and higher consciousness. So I think that means leave her to her own devices. Leave her to her own brain. Let her make the mistake. Watch her make the mistake, and hopefully she learns the lesson. Maybe it's time to stay quiet and just let it be. Maybe you have to believe that the higher consciousness of the universe has got it. It's time to let the gods take the wheel and not be involved in this any more than you have to be. Because if she chooses to trust you, it's going to be better for her. But if she chooses not to trust you, I'm sorry, it's not going to be so great. Physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I kind of think this goes out for the situation. This just feels like a part of the situation. Physically, you both have to stop thinking about the answer and just take the answer. Yeah, I know. But she has to make a different choice. That's the point. Her ex-husband is a marble in there. She has to pick a different marble. I know he divorced her, but she still hangs on to him like she's still married. Yeah, she's still in the abuse cycle. She doesn't know how to break free of the abuse cycle. The reason he's in her life is because she's used to her abuser being there to tell her what to do. She needs to tend back to herself again, just like you need to do. Tending back to herself is what she should be doing right now. She should be going back inside of herself and working on herself, using this money to improve her life, not anybody else's right now. She should take this money and give herself the best vacation, the best spa day, buy herself a house, and all of that stuff that she needs to buy. Yeah, you've done your part. You offered the help. She refused it. And spiritually, it's time to bask in the sun. The only way this becomes a more positive situation is if she gets around more positive people, telling her more positive stuff. Because she needs that right now. Just like you need that right now. To gather up the positive energy to grow. That's what's needed in her life in a spiritual way. She needs to bask in the sun again. To walk in happy again. Not walk in the dumbass decisions somebody else is making for her. And I think you need to say, if you say anything else to her, I think you need to say that. No. You want cards through it? Fine, I will, but the answer is no. Not going to actively try. Because she trusts him. until she falls on her ass, I don't see her contacting you. And I think that's coming in at least a month. After she gets money, about 2 to 3 weeks in, that's when things start to go wrong. And she starts to understand that this guy's doing something to her. And before she knows what's going on, she's going to drop off and lose a bunch of her money. And he's going to run away and she's not going to be able to contact him, kind of a deal. He's going to take his money and run. And she'll never see him ever again for after that day. So that's kind of what I'm saying is going to happen. Basically, that's what I'm seeing. Exactly. And I'm sorry, she'll have to learn after the fact again. She'll still have some money, but she won't have as much money as she could have had. And crypto, please, for the love of God, when you get this money, don't share it with her if she comes to you crying for money. Okay? I want you to use that money for your life and yourself, because I know you got some money coming too. Okay? So take your own goddamn advice, okay? Well, good. I hope I'm in that list. And if I am, I am. If I'm not, I'm not. That's okay. You know what? Get your money, come be part of my charity stream. That's even better. We're going to have a charity stream on the 31st, guys. I am opening the veil on the 31st of October. We will be doing a 6-hour stream that day. I will be opening the veil. What does that mean? I'll be opening that door between this world and the next world, and you'll be able to contact any spirit or God or guide you want to contact. Yeah. Yes, my deck will be available, but it's going to be pretty much purely spiritual day. I'll do an opening ceremony and a closing ceremony too. So if you guys want to witness that, please come on October 31st. Please spread. We're going to be raising money for the American Heart Association because of what I've went through. I feel like I was so lucky because we knew about those steps. So I want to give back in the best possible way. So that will be a charity Twitch stream. So everything I earn that day will go towards that wonderful organization. Now, I've been a suicide preventer donator for a long, long time. I've practically donated at least $100 a year to some kind of a depression, anxiety, a movement. I know it's not a lot, but it's my small contribution to keep those messages going because they did help me and save me when I needed them. All right, pause. Let's get into your reading. Pause to the reading room. Pause to the reading room. Maybe his ads. Oh, wait. All right, pause. Whenever you're ready, pick your verification deck. We have the Fairy Oracle deck, the Sacred Circle deck, and the Goddess deck. These are for verifications. Pick your numbers as usual. Whatever those numbers add up to, I will shuffle that many times and give you that many cards in. So let's say you say 4 and 4 equals 8. So I will shuffle whatever deck you choose 8 times and get the 8th card in. That's how the verification deck works. And these work just like normal. And if you have a question you want to know about, let me know. If you just want a general, say general. Sacred Circle. And we're going to let the gods talk to you today. Good. I shuffle these a little bit of a different way here. They're telling me to do this, so that's what I'm doing. They want me to shuffle like this for you, for your reading. I don't know why. I don't question, I just do. You said let the cards guide you, so that's what I'm going to let them do. Alrighty, here we go. Now just cleansing them off the rest of the way here. And we have an 8, right? Nope, we have 4, 5, 6. We have a 6 shuffle. Alright, so you have 6 shuffles here. Here are your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you do have a reversed card today. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Just depends on what the card says. All right, on to your original reading. Let the cards speak today. My cards are saying one of these cards is not like the other. Just had to call it up there. All right, they're ready for you. Here are your 10 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, God card. 6, 7, 8, God card. 9, God card. 10, physical, mental, and spiritual for you, buddy. How about that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Sorry, I gotta. They told me something. I'm just like laughing. Oh, sometimes. Sometimes, my friend, sometimes. Ooh, okay. Thanks, Mom. Pause! Let's see what the verification deck says first. Okay, so your verification deck is the fluctuation card reversed. So what does the fluctuation 2 of disc fluctuation card reversed mean? In this instance, when it's reversed, right, instead of being very logical about it, you need to express that emotional side of you, the other side of you. I know you're a very logical person, but that function, that normal function that you normally do, it's gotten old and stale. We need to try something different that will kind of balance us out a little bit. So that's kind of what this is saying, is that the fluctuation needs to be reversed so that you're giving yourself a different experience than you've been giving yourself. So instead of these shields working with you, they're working against you, but they're working to change you into a better version of you. So that's why they're saying it's time to get out of that spot and moving forward. The lesson has been taught. Have you learned the final lesson? Pause. Have you finally learned what your destiny looks like, what your life looks like, what you yourself are ready to do, what you are ready to imply into your life? Do you understand that the lesson of your life up to this point, lesson is over. It's time to apply it to your life. So take whatever the gods have given you from this past and transform it by digging more underneath the surface. I know you dig pretty deep already, but even on some of the things that you have removed from yourself, you still kind of need to dig deeper, but not in a logical way, in an emotional way. And it feels like what I'm feeling more than anything is the not like you don't have the ability to express emotions. Maybe that's part of the issue, but it's honestly that you haven't scratched the right place yet. And once you scratch the right place, the glass is going to break and boom, you're going to have a transformative moment. It will have to do with your past and dealing with your past. You will have to look back one last time to know that what you have been through has been there all along to make you be the person you are right now. And once you realize that, you will take that brave step forward into this new life that you want to live now. No ritual, no funny box experiment, nothing. It's purely your turn to trust yourself. You must remember the 3 things I tell everybody when I get this card. It's time to live your life in balance. It's time to live in the light and the dark, to give and to take in equal measure, not more or less than the other. It's time to live your life like the vine does in every single plant. It weaves itself through all the other plants. It takes a little bit from every little plant. It doesn't hurt them, but it helps it. So you just take a little bit every day that fills you up. But remember these 3 things, pause, and I want you to remember them. Because I know you've heard them before, but I need to say them again. Number 1, you have the power. Remember that. You are a powerful person who has more power in their little finger here than anyone could ever possibly imagine. Number 2, you are loved by more people than you could ever possibly imagine. Never forget that the gods love you with perfect love and perfect trust. Whatever God you believe in loves you in all the ways you are. They don't distinguish. And hello, Hayes. Welcome in. And number 3, the most important thing you need to remember, pause, is time to carve your destiny into the sands of time. It's your turn to take that finger and go, this is what I want. This is how I want it. And you will listen to me. End of story. I usually yell those things out to people. But you didn't need a yell. You needed a talk, a reminder. And I just want to remind you about those things. Because you know how powerful you can be if you put your fucking goddamn pity party down long enough and pick yourself back up and say, no, I've already learned this lesson. I'm not doing this shit to myself again. I know what I need to get underneath the surface and bring to the surface to the top. I just need to stop fooling myself and dig really deep and get that thing off of my shit. And it's something about the past you need to deal with, something you have not moved forward from, that you have to finally recognize it made you this person. And without it, you couldn't have been the person sitting here right now. I got cards for you, but I got to wash my hands. It's bothering me. You don't want to see what came out of that. Oof. My hands are dirty. All right, we got God cards, though. Pause. Sorry about taking long. And I am going to have to take a bathroom break after this, guys. So I don't know if I should just end stream or go for another hour. What do you think, Pause? Physically, mentally, and spiritual advice for you, Pause, from your gods to help you on your journey. Ready? Physically, it is time for you to get the big picture. Remember, if you can see all the lines that you have drawn throughout your life and look at it for the first time in a new way, look at your picture and what you've made and how you've changed your life. Remind yourself what physical stuff you have done to overcome the obstacles in your life, and remember what you made that picture look like for yourself. Be proud of what you've done because you have overcome a lot. You have achieved a lot. It's okay to go and see some dark spots in that picture. They're a part of it. Without the darkness, you don't see the light. Without the light, you don't see the darkness. So believe in your big picture today. Mentally, it's time to celebrate. Pause. Celebrate your life. Celebrate having the moment that you've been waiting for. The cauldron of change is calling you, my friend. All they're asking you to do is celebrate your life and put back into it what you deserve to have. And spiritually, don't lose hope. We're trying to get you to that place that is home inside of yourself. Remember, we are trying to return you back to a place where you feel at home with yourself, where you feel like you are everything you need to be to go out and explore the world, where you have all the protection you need from the weather of the world, whether it be from the universe or people surrounding you. You have a door you can open and close at will. You can see the world through the windows that you have in your house, but you are protected by everything and anything that could ever harm you in the spiritual way. They want you to know you're almost home. To you, pause. May your journey be bright. You're welcome. All right, guys, I got to take a restroom break, so I'll be right back.
I bottle my pen, I battle my page. I write to the sword, I write for the stage. I look to the portal, I look to the tide. Lies we tell ourselves. The dreams to fly. I see the moments open up while I'm still alive. I drive the beast deep inside. Lies we tell ourselves. Hell yeah. Here's to you, my loves. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All my little prophets. Thank you, lies we tell ourselves. But now I fight to the light as thousands of silence scream to the night. Ethereal fire is my life, that's my little bit. We're gonna be listening to some rocks before all of my sight. I sing my dream before me still. But I know
living through the darkness, the pain and the sorrow. No shadow shall I claim, no morning shall I see tomorrow. For the night has just begun, enveloping my eyes. I see the dark in all that I have lost, the pain and the cries. Dark embrace, dark in life, dark in moments, dark in night, dark in dreams, dark in sorrow, dark in all that we are. I am unknown. I am unknown. So now is the day I dream of my final moment, when I dig my own grave and lay down in torment. Say my final farewell, knowing I'm bound for hell. In the dark embrace, where my soul shall dwell. Dark embrace, dark in life, dark in moments, dark in night, dark in dreams, dark in sorrow, dark in all that we are. I am unknown. I am unknown. No fire licks my boots as I step onto the gravel. The shadow of Lucifer hangs over my soul. Unravel, but I have nothing to behold. I dream of life that never comes. I dream of days that will never be. But I have already already won. Dark embrace, dark in life, dark in moments, dark in night, dark in dreams, dark in sorrow, dark in all that we are. I am unknown. I am unknown. In the silence of the night, I find my final peace. The darkness wraps around me, and all my pain will cease. No more dreams of sorrow, no more cries of despair. In the dark embrace, I find solace there. As the shadows close in, I feel the end is near. But in this darkened moment, I have no fear. For in the depths of night, I find my final rest. In the dark embrace, I am at my best. Dark embrace, dark in life, dark in moments, dark in night, dark in dreams, dark in sorrow, dark in all that we are. I am unknown. I am unknown. The night is my companion. The darkness.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I walk down the road today on the sunshine beam I stay. Dreams come and go like the breeze. Life's a dance, move with ease. See our hopes and dreams so high, free to fly across the sky. But what we needed is plain to see. In this big family,
I'm back.
let
Alright guys, I'm back in chat here, back ready to rock and roll again. Thank you, I needed that bathroom break. I'm gonna have my smoke. You can talk, honey. No one's here. No one's here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were.
I'm still streaming, but no one's here right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just got done doing like 4 readings, so.
Oh, wow. Had a busy morning.
I had a pretty decent morning so far, so I'm not that disappointed. I'm just trying to go to 12 o'clock today because I feel like I have the energy to do it. You know?
Okay.
And I don't normally feel this good, but today I've started to feel a lot more like my normal self.
Oh, could I have the sugar? If there's
I don't have
left?
any
There's none left.
none left.
Okay.
I've been drinking it without sugar for about an hour.
Oh.
Whatever sugar I have left in my cup, that's all I have. So, alright guys, I'm back! Ooh. Cam's not on today for some reason, so couldn't play marbles today.
Oh.
this is
I-
streaming this early.
Let me check. I'll look. Nope, not on yet.
Yeah, didn't think he'd be.
You're on early today, Lyra. Oh, no, you're not. Well, you know, maybe I should just go raid Lyra. I think that's what I'll go do. Alright, guys, I think I'm going to get out of here for today. We're going to go say hi to one of my favorite tarot readers.
Somebody's on.
Oh, fuck. Here's where we're going to go, guys. And we're going to go straight to her. Alright, guys. Well, I love you very much. Thank you for being here. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye. I'm out of here.
The sun arise again. Darkness falls like distant rain. For the hopeless hearts to mend. Heal starts with a friend. Grabbing hands and moving on. Every step to a new dawn. Through the night we'll find the light, making